tattooed there, completely alone in the dust. A German shepherd, leg twisted in a way that told stories no one asked to hear. His body trembled, shaken not just by pain, but by the weight of every passing glance, every whisper slicing through the thick silence of the crowd. No one moved. Not a hand lifted. Not a single soul made a sound in his defense. They didn't see him, they labeled him, discarded him.
Broken, they said.
Beyond repair. Not worth the trouble. A burden, not a being. And the auctioneer? He was just moments, seconds from closing the deal, moving on, leaving this dog to whatever fate followed when no one bid.
But then it happened.
A hand. Quietly, it rose from the shadows in the back. No grand gesture, no loud words or interruptions, just one subtle, firm raise. That simple motion? It rewrote everything. No one even noticed the man until that second. But once they did, they couldn't look away. What was it about this dog? Why did he stop this man in his tracks, pulling him from invisibility and into the center of a moment that would echo far beyond the dusty barn walls? And that man, what pain, what past, what truth did he carry, silently and heavily, that made him step directly into the sorrow the rest of the world ran from without looking back? This story? It'll take you somewhere unexpected. It's not just about a dog. It's a journey, through loyalty, through pain, through the kind of redemption that sneaks up on you and changes you quietly, deeply. This is about a bond that just might flip the way you see brokenness itself. But hey, before we dive in, give this video a like and drop us a comment. Tell us where you're watching from. We seriously love hearing your stories. Orange Heart. Now back to that dusty old yard in Billings. The Billings livestock auction. It's not exactly the kind of place you'd expect to find something like grace, let alone a miracle. It's loud. It's gritty. Between the thick haze of cattle dust, the metallic clash of gates, and buyers shouting over one another, there's barely any room left to breathe, let alone to feel. But that day, something shifted. It wasn't a bull stomping in. It wasn't the loudest voice. No, what silenced that chaos was a dog. He limped through the side gate like a ghost trying to learn how to walk again. A male German shepherd. Covered in mud, his fur thinned and matted with old, dried wounds. One hind leg dragged pitifully, barely hanging on, like it had stopped trying months ago. His ribs showed through patchy fur, and around his neck, a faded scar from an old chain. It wrapped around him like a memory he couldn't escape. He didn't bark,
Didn't whine.
didn't beg. He just stood there, trembling, but still, like somewhere deep down, he knew this was it. His moment. His last shot. The auctioneer, usually a booming storm of energy, tripped over his words. A few murmurs stirred in the barn. Harsh ones. That one's useless. Probably bit someone. Not worth the feed. No one bid. Not even an ounce of pity. The silence that surrounded him didn't feel like respect. It felt like apathy. Like he wasn't even a dog to them. Just a problem still breathing. The auctioneer raised his gavel, ready to move on, ready to end it. And then that hand. It rose.
Steady. Silent.
Unexpected. It didn't wave or shout. It just existed, like it had been waiting for this exact, heart-wrenching second. Heads turned. Whispers followed. But nobody knew him. He wasn't a regular. Worn-out leather jacket, boots caked with Montana mud, hair silvering at the sides. A scar traced his jawline like a path to a past no one dared ask about. He said nothing. Didn't speak. Just gave a single nod, one that carried more meaning than a pocket full of cash ever could.
Sold.
Confused looks. Raised eyebrows. Why? They asked silently. Why him? Why that dog? Pity? A mistake? Or something deeper they'd never understand? The man stepped down the aisle, no hesitation. The German shepherd looked up, legs trembling, eyes amber, and flickering with something small but still burning. When the man knelt beside him, he didn't force, didn't grab. He just placed a steady hand on the dog's shoulder, open, offering, patient. And the dog, he didn't bark, didn't growl. He leaned in, barely, gently, like that touch was the first kindness he'd felt in years. No one spoke, but they felt it, like watching two broken things start remembering how to hold each other together. Someone caught it on video. Just a stranger and a dog, still, quiet, barely moving, in a place known only for loud deals and louder voices. That clip? It went viral. But what it didn't show was the why behind that raised hand. What it didn't show was the journey they were about to take.